Bob Cooke here from the internet YouTube channel TA Therapy. I'm founder of the Manchester Institute for Psychotherapy, and I've got with me Karen Burke from the Gestalt Therapy YouTube, yeah?
Yes, that's my
Gestalt therapist.
That's right. The Gestalt therapy, yes, that's right.
We're going to talk about endings in psychotherapy.
We are.
And we're going to talk about such topics as how a therapist or trainee therapist will end or terminate psychotherapy, because I think it's a very evocative subject, and often, therapists have difficulties with endings, as do, of course, the clients.
Absolutely.
So it's quite a big subject area for clients, for trainees, for people interested in psychotherapy, on how to end psychotherapy and how psychotherapy ends, and when do you know? When do you know when to end? I mean, it's a lifelong journey for many people. Okay, so let's start by talking about ending the psychotherapy. Perhaps we could start off with, I mean, it's one level it's a simple question, but it seems quite complex to me as I sit here, and that is, when do therapists or even clients know when to end psychotherapy? I mean, it's such an evocative journey, such a in-depth journey. So, what are the parameters, what are the clues, what's the behavioural thoughts about when psychotherapy should or does, or even how it ends?
Yeah. My thoughts on it are that often clients bring their endings they do in the world into the therapy room.
Good answer.
And I think it's part of the therapeutic journey to actually work through those endings.
Good.
I think some clients will just disappear. You're expecting them one day for their next appointment and you never see them again. Yeah. Because the ending is just too painful. And if you have taken a detailed history and you have worked with this client for a length of time, my hope is that you would recognise that an ending may be difficult. So the work needs to start almost in the middle of the therapy to say, I would like an okay ending with you.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is. And it will be different for different people. And I do believe that once someone has that aha moment, that moment of realisation, that first experience of doing it differently, some people again want to prematurely end therapy.
Yeah, I agree with all those points.
And I think that, we will both have experience of clients that will choose to actually not say goodbye to us, and they want to hang on to us.
Yeah.
So I've just made the video that's more complex, or looking at the complexities.
Well,
there is something about us giving our clients an okay ending, and that needs to be negotiated what okay is, in my understanding.
I could respond to that. I think they're lovely points, and for many clients, most of the therapy is about how we end anyway.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can go into that in a bit.
Yeah.
But I wonder, it reminds me of one of my first supervision sessions ever. I'm going back 20 odd years ago now.
So is this you being in supervision?
This is me being in supervision.
Yeah.
And it was, I'd had a client for a while, and I was thinking, God, how do we end? So what's the
great question?
What's the criteria for ending?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't quite sure how to proceed. And I remember going to my supervisor, and I said, could you tell me the criteria of perhaps how we could end psychotherapy, because I don't think this client has any indication of ending, and I don't quite know what we do here.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and said, do you know, you're a TA therapist, so obviously you know. And I wasn't quite sure what he meant, so I said, well, I am a TA therapist, but I'm in the second year of training, and what do you mean?
Yeah.
He said many, many times about how you end, with what the criteria was.
Yes, yeah.
Well, please could you tell me? They said, when the contract has been achieved. The contract that you made at the beginning,
the initial session,
with your client, which
yeah.
you review as you go along,
yeah.
and if that's been resolved, you end therapy. So what's more simple than that, Karen?
That is very simple. And that wouldn't have been my first answer, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Because from a Gestalt point of view, from the way that I was taught, it's when the relationship actually becomes horizontal and there is no further gain for the client being there. So there would be a resolution to either the issue they brought or brought them to therapy, or what's happened since. Because as we know, sometimes some clients will come with the I need to go on a diet, and actually the work's not really about that, it's about something else that's much deeper underneath. So for me, there is almost something about that magical quality, and it's something that both the client and the therapist agree on. Something shifts within the therapeutic relationship where it's time to say goodbye. And I know some people need actually a very carefully planned and staged goodbye. Other people, I ask in my contract that if I've worked with somebody for longer than 8 weeks, I always get one final session to say goodbye to them. So they can't come in one day and say, this is going to be our final session. I always would like at least one session, and that is to say goodbye, because I have been on a journey with the client. So that's what I put in within my contract.
Good for you. So that was an interesting see what you said there. Going back to my response just a second. I learned a lot from that answer, and I remember 27 years ago going to another supervisor after having 27 years of experience and talking about termination.
Yeah.
And he said to me, Bob, I said yes. He said, how would you like to die? So I said, how would I like to die? I would be peacefully, same as my father did, just when I die and die.
Yeah.
He said, no. I mean, do you want a planned termination of life? Do you want to go suddenly like your father did? Or would you like to linger and say goodbye to all your friends? Or would you have such a fear of letting go of life when you just can't manage it?
Great question.
It's an interesting question, because if you look at that parallel about how you would end therapy, maybe part of you would like to end abruptly with a client. Maybe part of you would like to linger there. Maybe part of you would be so concerned about how the other would be.
Yes. That actually you stay there, you don't say goodbye.
So it was an interesting, different type of conversation from one 25 years ago.
Yeah.
But I think, they both hold a lot of merit.
Yes.
And according to where you are in your developmental processes, I think as a psychotherapist, one answer may appeal to you more than the other. However, I quite often think about, maybe if the contract's been resolved, that's it. So, I mean, both are different polarities, but they're interesting.
Yes, they are indeed. They are.
So how are we going to end this video?
How are we going to end this video?
Are we going to linger? Or are we just going to end it? I mean, it's interesting. So how would you like to end this short little video then?
I think I would like to end this video in an okay way to model it. So what I'd like to say is thank you, Bob. I've enjoyed doing this video, and hopefully we'll be doing some more. This won't be the end of our video, it's just the end of this video today.
Oh, okay. So how I'd like to end is one of my clients a long time ago, well actually not that long really, and she came in, what did she enter this way? But anyway, she brought me a mug.
Oh.
And on this mug it said one of my favourite sayings, which I actually say a lot to my clients, which is psychotherapy is a process, never an event.
Yes.
So we are in the process of saying goodbye.
We are.
But however, as a ritual, I'm going to end the video. Bye bye.
Goodbye, Bob.
Bye bye to you.
Bye for now.
Bye bye.